Salam alaikum. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Christina Yan Zhang, CEO of the Metaverse Institute. It's a really great honor to be here in Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia, one of the most forward-thinking countries in the world, to talking about the UN initiative on CitiVerse, where smart city put people first. As you can see, I was made in China, reinvented in the UK through education. I came to the UK in 2006, and I was doing my master dissertations looking at how to use digital twins in the metaverse environment to create citizen-centered future smart city. And at that time, I was a little bit earlier. Very few people understand what I was trying to do. And many people will come to me and said, Christina, how on earth did you get a full scholarship playing computer games every day? That sounds really a dream job. But I have to tell them, the metaverse is not really a computer game. It's the next generation of the 3D immersive internet, where we see the very best of our 3D physical world and digital world coming together to allow our people to experience all kinds of opportunities and experience in a way which was never happened before. But that was 20 years ago, and now, as you can see, in the European Commission, since April 2023, they have came up with a new initiative looking at how to use the immersive nature of the metaverse to really support our citizens to play a more active role in the daily operation and design of our future smart homes, smart cities at scale, and they call that CitiVerse. We have been very lucky to work with the municipal governments of Tampere in Finland. Many of you have heard about the brand Nokia, right? And Nokia was founded in Tampere 160 years ago. So we have been working with the Finnish government looking at developing the world's first people-centered CitiVerse strategy to use a wide range of emerging technologies to support the government to achieve their 5 priority areas by 2040. That's people's happiness, because we all want to ensure our people are happy all the time, right? The second area is sustainability. Third area is equality. And fourth area is effective governance, as well as well-being and healthcare of our people. Obviously, AI will play a major role in how everything is going to be transformed in the years ahead. So how can we maximize the positive impact of AI while minimize its risk is also a major issue we have been addressing. Now, the World Economic Forum published a report in November last year, highlighted that the report from ABI Research, by 2030, there will be more than 700 cities worldwide who will be adopting a similar approach using citizen-centered, like technology within the wider metaverse ecosystem to support better engagements from our citizens, to support municipal governments, national governments on smart city development. And we have been highlighted as one of the 4 leaders in the world. A lot of the work we are doing is advisory. So we advise the United Nations, governments, investors, and big corporates to identify effective use case of frontier technologies across industries and regions. We work across many different UN agencies to lead the project on setting up international standards about frontier technologies. For example, I'm vice chairman for the International Telecommunication Union, which is ICT agent of the UN, to looking at how to address the issue of frontier technology in areas of sustainability, inclusion, and accessibility. I also co-chair the ITU task group on pre-standardization of the CitiVerse, where we work with 194 UN member states and 1,000+ big industry players to set out the first UN roadmap on how to use AI, digital twins, metaverse, quantum computing, 5G, 6G, Web3, etc., to create citizen-centered future smart city, leading to international standard. As part of that, we have got the UN to approve the first roadmap where we encourage both the private sector and public sector coming together to looking at different entry points to support this citizen-centered digital future, all the way from the biomolecule level to looking at drug discovery, protein engineering, to the citizen level to support healthcare analytics, as well as building digital twin, city component twin, covering mobility, healthcare, education, environment impact, waste management, you name it, all the way to the city level twin, like Singapore has been doing, and to the regional twin for Europe, South America, Middle East, etc., all the way to the whole planet digital twin to fight climate change at scale. As part of the exercise, the UN has approved a new type of public-private partnership we proposed, and it's called the Public-Private People-Planet Partnership. So that means it doesn't matter what kind of frontier technology we're utilizing, we should always prioritize the very diverse needs of our people at the very center, whether it is the aging society or it is the future of work for our younger generation, whether it is to get more women into leadership, like Saudi Arabia has been doing a great job in recent years as part of Vision 2030, or to provide more support for people who have disability and they need accessibility, additional support, or between the rich country and the poor country. We want to ensure, as technology advances, no one is left behind. But we do that in a way to ensure we live in harmony with our planet, because no one like us, want to be growing potatoes like Matt Damon in the Mars. Although Elon Musk has promised really exciting future going to the Mars, but maybe he can get himself there first, right? So there are lots of interesting things we need to address to achieve really citizen-centered future digital. The first key area is data. As early as 2017, The Economist has highlighted that the world's most valuable resources now is data. It's basically the new oil, and it's exploding. As we speak, in 2024, the global data we are generating now is about 170 gigabytes. And by 2035, it's going to be more than 12 times than where we are now. So the issue is, it doesn't matter what kind of frontier technology we are trying to develop, AI, digital twin, IoT, quantum computing, etc. Without good quality of data and without effective governance of data, we can't really have good AI or good digital twin, right? And also another major issue is we have many different big, suppliers providing different technology solutions in terms of mobility, healthcare, waste management, etc. How can we ensure the data is actually interoperable between different systems and between different cities and countries? That's a major issue we all need to tackle. The beautiful solution is actually already available. In July this year, at International Telecommunication Union of the United Nations, we have already approved a major global standard called Minimum Interoperability Mechanism for Smart and Sustainable Cities and Community. It was produced by the Open and Agile Smart City and Community. So it set up a major global framework to have a really robust system to allow us to share data cross borders, cross different systems. So whether it is sensing data and AI, digital twin, metaverse, IoT, etc., now we can share that without any major problems cross borders and system. So definitely check it out. We are all excited about AI, of course, and some people will tell me that the rise of generative AI 2 years ago has killed the metaverse. But the real situation is actually AI has become the most powerful building block to fast-track the development using text prompt into creating 3D avatar, 3D objects, 3D assets, and 3D environments at scale in a way which is cheaper, faster, and easier for every single one of us, especially our citizens, to play a really active role to co-create and co-develop their future smart home in collaboration with our beautiful real estate developers, as well as their future smart cities with our municipal and national governments. So that's a beautiful combination of very traditional top-down approach combined with bottom-up. We meet each other in between, and we create our future together. How wonderful. As you can see, now the generative AI's next biggest breakthrough is actually going to be taking place in 3D environments. Professor Fei Li is widely considered as the godmother of AI, and she was able to create an AI startup into a unicorn in less than 4 months. And what she is trying to do is, instead of creating even larger language model, she is trying to train the machine to understand the 3D environments, both in physics and in digital, how to make them much easier and cheaper and scalable to be generated in the years ahead. And she called that large world model. She already raised $230 million from some of the world's largest investors, such as Jensen Huang from NVIDIA, Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google, and Sean Conway from Silicon Valley, and even the godfather of AI, Professor Dr. Jim Hinter, who recently got the Nobel Prize for AI, is also an individual investor. So you can see technology development going around in circles. It's very difficult for us to always try to chase where is the next biggest thing. But if we maintain the principle, whatever we do, we are serving our people. That's the right technology to use. Another key area we need to look at is intellectual property rights. I have been very honored to be asked by the United Nations World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO, to chair the opening panel discussion at their annual event looking at Metaverse and intellectual property rights. One of the major discussions throughout the conference is who should own the IP created by generative AI. No one can answer that question. So that goes into the many millions of creators whose articles, videos, image, and code has been utilized to train the AI? Or should that goes into the big tech giants who have been spending multi-million, multi-billion, pound of investment to try to train the AI? Or should that goes to every single one of us who are starting to use generative AI to create new services and new products? That's a big question mark. So far, AI-generated content cannot be IP protected except in South Africa. But if we really want to fast-track the generative AI adoption across industries, across regions, we need to figure out a new way to looking at how we define the future of intellectual property rights. And I think the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is in a very strong position to take that global lead. Why? You may remember in 2017, there is a beautiful lady called Sophia, and she's a robot, and she was able to get a citizenship and the Saudi Arabia passport here. So I think for such a visionary country like you guys, there is no other place than Saudi Arabia. We should really take that leap to drive this important discussion internationally. So maybe, if we can get that sorted with a group of world-leading innovators, legislators, investors coming together, putting forward some, pilot proposals, and maybe the whole world AI talents will be flooded in the Saudi because you protect their IP rights. This will be the best place in the world to do anything to do with AI, right? In addition to the beautiful announcement of the $100 billion investment into the AI infrastructure, we also need the IP protection on another layer, right? We all care about our environments, especially water consumption, right? But if we're looking at the latest report from OECD, as much as we love AI, the water consumption of AI is going to be up to 6.6 billion cubic meter by 2027. That's more than 6 times the annual water consumption of Denmark as a country. We know that Denmark is famous for the Little Mermaid, right? Imagine in the future, if the Little Mermaid haven't got enough water to swim to rescue the prince, the beautiful romantic story will never happen. That's so unromantic, right? We don't want to see that happen. On a more serious note, according to the UN, by 2050, 2/3 of the global population will be suffering from water scarcity. So how can we make a balance between the beautiful development of AI to benefit humanity, not at the cost of our own survival, is a big question mark. The major issues around water consumption of AI and digital twin is mainly centered around using liquid to cooling down the data center heat. Imagine we can put the data center in a place that is cold enough. The problem can be solved. So if we look into the sky, into the outer space, it's freezing cold. It is minus 270 degrees Celsius. So can we have a try? Actually, there are organizations who have already been doing that in the European Commission. So they're putting forward 2.1 million euros, working with 11 partners, including telecommunication company Orange, HP, Airbus, and after 18 months of study, they have concluded that it is technically, environmentally, and economically feasible to put the data center into the orbit to address the data center heat issues we are all facing. So now, as a result, they are planning to put 1,300 data center building blocks into the orbit, into the outer space by 2050 to help the EU to become the first carbon neutral continent in the world. Now, let's talk about the future of work, because one of the important aspects of our city, the reason people come to city is because of the jobs. But if we're looking at the latest announcements from Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, at this year's annual meeting of Tesla, he predicted that by 2050, when there are 10 billion human beings on the earth, he thinks there will be between 10 to 30 billion humanoid robots living alongside with us on a daily basis. So that's for every single one of us, that's between 1 to 3 robots. If that's the case, how can we address the future of work? I'm sure every one of us don't want our kids have no jobs in the future, right? And you might remember this photo is from iRobot, and it's way too many, robots hanging around. So I'm very delighted that the Kingdom is again taking a lead in the field with the Human Capability Initiative, which started from February this year, with many different government departments joining to create the world's first global platform to allow policymakers, innovators coming together to looking at how we can create the future of jobs and skills to ensure, all our citizens will be happy in the years ahead. We have been very delighted also to work with the Kingdom in recent years. For example, I was speaking alongside His Royal Highness Abdulaziz and Mohammed Al-Wazi, who is the ambassador of Saudi Arabia to the United Nations in New York, on how to leverage the metaverse in cities to achieve the UN SDG. I want to conclude my speech by quoting His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz, the Royal Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. He said, "Changing Saudi Arabia for the better means helping the region and changing the world." I think he's absolutely right. With all the many exciting things going on in Saudi Arabia, you guys are literally become the new Silicon Valley of the whole world. I think it's really exciting time for all of us coming from different parts of the world, coming here to invest, to innovate, to collaborate, and using Saudi Arabia as a great, innovation hub to support, the sustainability, inclusion, and prosperity for all humans in our world. So, shukran, and let's do it together. Let's do it now. Thank you.